I usually wake up between 7 to 7:30 a.m., not using an alarm, just going to sleep at the same time for the vast majority of the days. I'm going to show you everything I do in an average day when I work from home. I mean it. So once I'm done with my very simple morning routine, I jump on my laptop and enter a flow state as I code for 8 hours straight. Now wait, hang on. This is not about what you wished your day would look like. Polina, please roll it back. Okay, so it's not exactly what happens. First thing I do is to code for 90 minutes and tackle the hardest task of the day. I work as a software engineer at JustWorks, where we build software and systems to help small companies run payroll and provide benefits to their employees, for example. Time to hit the gym. I work out 3 times a week in an A workout, B workout schedule. I keep my workouts short but intense. I've been working out many years consistently. Transformation-wise, the amount of muscle I have really depends on how much I eat. I used to eat 12 eggs a day for more than a year, but I scaled it back. While it was cool and I felt like I could punch through a wall, I'm trying to be healthier rather than with heavier muscles. Especially earlier during the day, I'll try to minimize my communication with teammates and focus on the most impactful work I can take on from my team's Jira board. I was doing just okay when I just got started. Sometimes good, sometimes not that much. There was no particular point in time, but roughly after a year, I realized that when it comes to ICs, managers care first about providing impact, and that does not always equal hard work. Rather, understanding what tasks and projects are important and then delivering excellent work on that in a timely manner. So that's what I do in these morning sessions, and for the past year, I've gotten great feedback in my most recent performance cycle. I eat 2 meals each day in a relatively short time frame, usually within 2 to 3 hours. I tried eating once a day for a while, but for me it was too much food to intake at once. I've started with intermittent fasting more than 6 years ago and very slowly shortened the time frame from 8 hours to 2 to 3 hours over the past years, and I feel good with that. My first meal is almost always eggs with vegetables and some nut or fruit. Not as fancy as in a Google Office for sure, but it gets the job done. I will usually have meetings afternoon, and something that I love doing is pairing with someone from my team on a piece of code, and we do quite a bit of collaboration and knowledge sharing. That really helps me with learning all of the domain knowledge, and we have a lot of it. Usually my second meal consists of either meat or poultry with rice and vegetables. I make this ground beef dish with my girlfriend about twice a week, and it's relatively quick, easy, cheap, healthy, and tasty, so can't really complain. Buying and cooking in bulk is really the only way I've been preparing food for the past few years, so yeah, I'm a big fan of Costco. These past few weeks have been crunch time at the company. Usually each company have their own time when deadlines are more tight. As a PEO, we are responsible for handling all the taxes of our customers' employees, meaning that our work is more time sensitive when taxes are due. With that said, even during this time, I never worked on the weekend, and only a few times that I worked past 6 p.m. I'm taking a quick shower midday to refresh before going to work from a nearby Starbucks. I haven't done that a lot, but once you find your cozy spot, it can be really nice, so now I try to do it more often when the weather doesn't suck.
I'm super scared of doing this like filming outside, but I'm gonna do it. You're gonna see the Hudson River pretty soon.
New York has its own charm during the holidays, and when it gets cold, although summertime is awesome, the winter here feels really special. But maybe it's just because I'm brainwashed from some romantic comedies. With that said, it's not like winter depression does not exist here, but I do feel like one way to not feel gloomy even when it is gloomy is to not be lazy and take the laptop outside and work from some place where it's nice and quiet. Coffee shops are one option. Next, I'll probably try a nearby bookstore, but doing that while I'm also documenting with my phone is definitely new and takes a bit of time to get used to. In general, for a good while, I stopped having my phone around and jumping on it when I wanted to take a quick break from work, and it has done wonders for my focus, and I started experiencing much more mental clarity. I'm not sure exactly how to articulate it and not make it sound like I'm exaggerating, but I've done research and there are actually studies that back this up. So I started avoiding the likes of Facebook and Instagram more religiously and come online when I need to text a friend or family. What I'm definitely not avoiding, on the other hand, is the amazing view to New York City's skyline. I've always wanted to come to work and live here. I really couldn't see myself staying at any other place for a long time if it was on my discretion. I always get a lot of inspiration when I go to places like Central Park or the public library, and even just by walking around here. If you've never been here, you should definitely come to visit. As biased as I might be, there is nothing quite like New York. I usually finish at 5 p.m. There are only a handful of times where I work beyond that, and fortunately, even for on-calls, we're not expected to work during the weekend. I think something that everyone feels at some point once they start working is that there's really not a lot of time. I try to get most of the house chores done throughout the week so that I have more time on the weekend to be outside. During the evenings and my free time, I work on ways to grow more sources of income so I won't be forever tied to my day job. Especially since possible layoffs can loom around, people can be let go even in spite of good performance. I tried in the past building a SaaS and a niche blog, but it wasn't really me. Now I'm working on YouTube, and unlike what I've tried before, I enjoy this process of creation. And among other things, it's also an outlet to be creative and do things I would have never do as part of my day job, including buying a ridiculously big softbox. I'm committed to 100 videos where I try to be less cringy on camera and improve before I ever make a decision to invest my time and do something different. Later on, I would spend time with my girlfriend, Anna. We moved together a few months ago, and we make sure each night to spend a little quality time, like playing a board game or watching an episode of a TV show we like, or just talk and listen to what any of us have to say. She's usually ridiculously better than me, but on camera we both got a little shy. Anna would go to sleep earlier than me, so I would spend more time to read a book or some episode of a TV show, but sometimes also reflect on the big picture and make sure that I'm putting my time into where I want to go. So this is pretty much my average day. You're probably thinking that there is nothing really exciting going on, it's quite uneventful. Well, that's why I go to these.